Hello and welcome back to another episode of Inside the Tank. I'm your host, Tyler Rains, along with my co-host, Alex Forterdall. And this time you can see us. Isn't it a miracle?
You can see us. This is really weird. Yeah.
Alex, we have a lot of Steelheads hockey to talk about. We got 2 weeks worth, 4 games total, and they got 11 out of 12 points during those 4 games.
Yeah.
So you know what? We've got a lot to unpack.
We do.
Why don't we start off here by going through what we're going to talk about in this episode. Also, by the way, we're going to be extending the giveaway.
We will be.
For the Owen Beck autograph puck. We're going to be extending the giveaway, so stay tuned again on how to enter that.
Mm-hmm.
But so what we're going to be doing today is, as always, we're going to be doing the recap of the games. We're going to do our sponsorship, and then we're going to go and look ahead at next week's games. We're playing Sudbury 2 more times. It's crazy.
It's going to be fun.
But that's what we're going to be doing as well. And then next week, we're going to have the first episode with our new segment called First Cast. So we have a lot to look forward to. Alex, this was a crazy game. Thursday night, November 18th, in Niagara.
Yep.
7-1 win.
Gotta love a touchdown. Just
missing the field goal. That's all it was.
Just missing the field goal. Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about that game.
Yep.
So first off, that was the third time that we faced the Ice Dogs this season? Second time, third time?
Second time. That's not the third time. No, this is the second time.
Either way, that was it was a good game. I know that the first time they got the best of us. It was the third time. So the first time they got the best of us, and we won the second meeting, and of course this one. To say that we won wasn't even close.
You got really close to the mic. Yes.
It
was insane. It wasn't even close. That 7-1 victory, like Tyler said, it wasn't even close. A great showing by a majority, like every line contributed to something. First line.
Ty Collins had 2 goals.
Ty Collins, Luca Del Balbaluz had 3 assists that game.
Hardy had 2. Del Mastro got in on the action and goal scoring.
Hardy had 1. Hardy had 1.
Well, no, yeah, I know. I'm saying that he had 2 assists. I mean,
oh, absolutely, yeah. Hardy had 2 assists. He had a goal
or 2 points. My bad.
I had 2 points. You're fine.
I keep thinking that he had.
No, you're fine. Kai Schwint got a goal. Pruder got a goal. Zachary Lavoie,
his first goal.
I'm so happy for the kid.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. I love the fact that they put in a full 60 minutes. They put in the work. To say they worked hard and worked their asses off would be an understatement.
Yep.
They just dominated.
Especially Zachary Lavoie.
Start to finish.
Yep.
Start to finish. They opened up the game. They knew exactly what they were going to do. That first line is epic. I will continue to say this until the day I die.
It's pretty darn cool.
Team is something special.
Yeah, no.
And also, Zach Lavoie is a god, but, we'll save that for another day.
Okay. Let's tone that down a bit. Okay. No.
Joking around. Relax.
Oh, no, I know. But if I had to give a highlight, let's be real here. Zach Lavoie.
I think that's like moment of the game because that was such a beautiful pass from Owen Beck.
Great pass.
And just
a great shot.
First NHL goal.
OHL goal. Hey, we're fine. We just got back from the game. It's cold. It's raining as all hell. I think the tornado is going to happen. So if we die, that's Mother Nature for us. But exactly. Lavoie shooting the puck a lot. 51 shots, at least as of right now, as we're filming this. That's a lot of shots in 14 games.
It's incredible. And I mean,
he's shooting the puck.
Again, not taking away anything from Niagara here, but they were.
No, we are. I'm sorry. Niagara lost 7-1.
They were just simply they were outplayed. That's all.
They were absolutely outplayed. Listen, Daniil Gushchin was the lone scorer for Niagara that game. He's been incredible all year. He's such a talented player. That's why I believe he signed his entry-level contract with Edmonton, right? Because of how good he was playing, correct?
Oh yeah.
No.
That was
Matvei Petrov. That's Matvei Petrov. I am so off. He signed with the Sharks, but did he sign?
You know what? I know that he's their prospect. We'll put it that way.
He is their prospect.
But regardless, I think that was one of their hardest working games that we've seen in the last couple of weeks.
So he did sign, by the way. Sorry, no, he did sign. Yes. Okay, I just was scared about that.
So
that was hard working. Absolutely,
one of the most hardworking games that we've seen in the last couple of weeks, and thrilled with the end result, which set them up for a great game in Kingston on Sunday.
Yep.
Sportsnet. There's been a history of Sportsnet games that the Steelheads have played.
Sportsnet, CBC games.
Haven't won a whole lot of them.
Okay.
The important thing is that of this game, they got a point. Okay. They lost in a shootout. It's a crappy way to lose, but at least they got a point, right? Point streak continues. We're up to 10 games as of today. But this one would have been their 7th game. Oh, no, sorry, their 8th game.
The Kingston game was 2 weeks ago. It wasn't in between the 18th and.
Yes,
it was a while ago. So this would have been scattered. But we're talking about the CBC game. Yeah.
To get a point. Evan Brand opened up the scoring. Luca Del Belbaluz got one. Ty Collins got one, and Owen Beck.
Mm-hmm.
But answer for that: Jordan Frasca, Braden Hashe, Lucas Edmonds, and Paul Ludwinski. The Steelheads would have won this game. They would have won this game 4-3, but Lucas Edmonds unfortunately scored to tie the game up.
He's incredible. Well, he's such a good player. God.
And there are a lot of good things that you can say about both teams. I think that Kingston, just going into this, they were on a hot streak. They were looking to continue it.
They were riding the coattails of steady hockey, and they came back. It was a great comeback for Kingston, especially given it was on CBC. It was on CBC. You have guys like Craig Button covering the game and all that. Whenever whenever you give an OHL player, or at least one of these players, either on Mississauga or Kingston, if you give them a spotlight, they'll work their ass off to shine on that spotlight. And Lucas Edmonds absolutely did. He was the player of the game for Kingston. Of course, obviously, everyone was talking about Shane Wright for that whole game. He was around. He did get the shootout winner, but besides that, he didn't really do much.
In regulation, they did a pretty good job of shutting him down, but I think it was that last shootout winner that you're just like, oh man, at least it wasn't in regulation. The important thing is, like I said, again, they got a point out of it. They didn't lose in regulation.
No, they did. It wasn't a loss in regulation.
They looked okay.
A point is a point. Listen, a point is a point. If you ask a player, would they rather get no points or 1 point, they'll take the 1 point. They'll absolutely take the 1 point. So,
and they looked okay.
It's not a bad way to lose. They looked really good on a national stage like that.
Especially
that is really good. Yeah.
Anytime where you're playing on like a major network like CBC or TSN or anything like that, there's a little bit of pressure on, I guess, the team in general. You, as players, you don't really see that as much. You're just like, oh yeah, it's just another game, right?
Yeah.
But as the fans, you feel the pressure, certainly.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think that overall, they played a great game. It's again crappy that you lost in a shootout, but at the end of the day, you
got a point.
So
you got a point and you look good. Yeah.
They got 3 to 4 points last weekend, which spot on. That's exactly what you like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Barrie rolled in this weekend on Friday night, and that was a 3-0.
Yeah,
I can say
3-0
over. Now I can shutout victory.
Just shutout victory.
Basrin, who earned his 2nd OHL shutout.
Who's been incredible. Who's been absolutely incredible.
I don't want to like sound like I'm too much of a homer here, but anybody who is doubting Roman Basrin, please step out of the room.
I don't think anyone really. I'm sorry. No one has known anything about Roman Basrin since he came from the WHL. No one has known anything about him until, at least in terms of him arriving in Mississauga. But of course, former goalie of the week already, has been absolutely stellar with the Mississauga Steelheads. So of course, he got his 2nd OHL shutout
easily.
Luke Misa scored. Max Dodig scored. That's a name I didn't think I would hear on the goal sheet.
He got his first of the season, and
first of the season.
What did we say a couple of weeks ago? As soon as Lavoie scores his first, he's going to start popping off.
He did.
He scored another one.
He scored another one in that game, assisted by Owen Beck. They have solid chemistry moving forward. Those two are the future top 2 players with this franchise, I think. You know what? These guys, they're helping each other now. They're growing chemistry now. And you know what? They're already reaping the rewards of their success. So,
I agree with that. And I mean,
positive stuff to see.
It's funny that you mentioned team chemistry, because I think as we were kind of saying in the beginning, it's going to take a little bit longer for them to gel. At this point, they've gelled. They know what works.
They're doing some good stuff right now. Absolutely.
This team is in a position as of today, 2nd place in the Eastern Conference, and they're lighting it up. A 10-game point streak, 2nd in the East.
Yep,
they're in a good position.
They're in a really good position.
Keep the momentum rolling, because if we know Sudbury like we know them, they may have lost this one pretty bad today, but they're gonna want one back. So I mean, Thursday and Friday are gonna be kind of tough.
especially back to back. And the funny thing is, going into these back to back games against Sudbury, the Wolves have been 6-1 at home. They love their community center. They love their community center so much. Yeah,
which we're going to talk about. Which we're going to talk about after this. But finishing up on the Erie game, the Barrie game. Excuse me.
I would love to see the play Erie. You know.
Oh, hopefully next season.
Bring a gallon of water. You know, you're good to go. You know, do what you got to do. It's not Flint, but as precaution.
Exactly. That would be a fun game to go and watch. Like it has been. But I got to give full props to Mateo Lalama, who just played outstanding for Barrie.
He gives the Steelheads no room. He really does.
There are some times where he's a nightmarish goalie.
Like, honestly, you know what? Listen, if he had more depth in terms of his actual defense, so when I say defense, I'm not talking about offensive defenseman. I'm talking about a guy like Evan Brand, a guy like Ethan Del Mastro, who are just shut down defensemen in front of him, right? Because listen, if you look at Mateo Lama's stats right now, his stats, you would think, okay, so he's like around mediocre. No, he isn't. This kid is purely good on his own, and he has a great future in hockey. He's a really good goalie.
If you see him play and actually physically watch him put the defense aside, he's got okay defense in front of him, but he needs that depth piece. Like, he needs a stay-at-home defenseman who can really
stay at home, like purely defensive guy. And listen, we're not saying Brian Clark is not good. He's incredible. He went as high as he did in 2021 for a reason. But he's a bit offensive, you know? Exactly. You know,
he's more offensive-minded than other defensemen are.
Which isn't bad, which is great for him.
But I think in this game, it was just, pure puck luck.
That's not what they needed. Because Barrie thought, hey, we're gonna win by putting the puck in the back of the net. That's not how they work. Barrie has a really damn good first line. Better than Mrs. Like, honestly, probably not right now. Going into the season, Oscar Olsen has been incredible. Evan Vierling has been good. Ethan Carwell has been good. But man, I think it's just finding consistency in their depth or at least has been a big issue for them recently, and we saw that as they didn't get any goals on Roman Bazarin. So
exactly, and I mean, look, I got to give credit to Barrie. I mean, hey, they played a decent game on Friday, but it wasn't
good enough.
It was just good puck luck for the Steelheads. They tried it. Both teams looked good, but in the end, the Steelheads got the result that they wanted.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
In the end, the Steelheads got the result that they wanted. They picked up another 2 points.
Yep.
And it's looking good.
It is really good.
So,
and then
it looks good. So 15 out of 16 points. And this is
15 out of 16.
That's exactly
is that including the game we're about to talk about?
Actually, wait, sorry. I was wrong.
I think
they got
I really don't think, I don't yeah.
I was wrong because they had I am so bad at math.
You are.
I just realized they played 4 games. It's 7 out of 8 points. And people are going to rip me to shreds for that. Please, comment section, just tell me to go and do a math class or something, because I'm not good at it.
Do a math class. Do an English class. Come on. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
But that's the point, right? You gotta just learn how to math. Anyways, but that was 0.7 out of 8 was against the Sudbury Wolves. And I have to say this, hat trick alert.
Hat trick.
Del Belbalou scored a hat trick.
We got a hat trick alert. Second Steelhead hat trick of the year. First one was by James Hardy. Now one by Luca Del Belbalou, who is playing like a first-round draft pick for the NHL draft. I think he's aiming for that. He's going high. A great game by them. Luca Del Belbalou started off the scoring. Then Aiden Pruder made it 2-0 in the first period. Sudbury got 2 back. David Goyette, great. That's a name. Listen, that was a guy that I thought Mississauga should take over Zach Lavoie. But listen, I'm not complaining anymore, obviously. But the draft, the draft is a fun time. It's when you take a look at a lot of guys and you think, what the heck am I going to do? And they drafted Zach Lavoie, but he assisted on the first Barrie goal by Nick DeGrazia. I think that's pretty fair. And then Jack Thompson, arguable top defender, at least top 5 defender in the OHL this year, is having an incredible season, scoring on a goal that just barely got past Roman Bazarin, assisted by most recent first overall pick in the OHL draft, American Quentin Musty. Then Del Belbalou's got another one. Vecchia got another one. Tyler just disappeared on me. James Hardy got another one. Owen Beck got one. Delbo Blues finished off his hat trick on the power play, making the Steelheads win 7-2 against the Sudbury Wolves. My goodness, what a game.
And, I would usually say, oh, it was a good team effort. It was a full complete game. No, just like the Niagara game, they blew them out. No,
it was a pretty sustainable offense. They just kept chipping away. They had 51 shots on net. So
no comment needed.
Yeah.
They played a full game. They got the extra point.
They did.
Perfect. That's exactly what you look at, right? You got to think they played solid against Niagara. They could have had a better game against Kingston, but they ended up getting a point. Played stellar against Barrie, and they won tonight against Sudbury.
Mm-hmm.
You love to
scoring a touchdown.
Exactly. So in the last, if you really think about this, they've scored over 20 goals in their last 4 games.
And James Hardy ain't getting all of them, so that's pretty good.
That's baffling to me.
That's pretty good.
We've seen some high scoring games in the past in a consistent row, but this is just the icing on the cake. And it's not even
interesting.
Usually the Steelheads have a pretty rough first half, as we know, but
1920
they might just go the whole season and just win.
Or maybe a great first half, a bad second half. Who the heck knows? All we know is they're playing out of the stereotype of how they play in the first half. They're playing pretty darn good hockey and getting a lot of points, scoring a lot of goals, playing good on their back end. Overall, playing good hockey, which is getting them good point results.
And they are playing incredibly. And you know what? Honestly, I'm looking forward to the next week. But first, Alex.
Yes.
You know what time it is, don't you?
Is it the sponsorship time? It's a sponsorship time.
Yes, it is. So what if I told you, yes, Mr. Alex Forderall, what if I told you that you can get any type of sports mem, from signed bats to hockey sticks to pucks, just like this one, by the way, CW Sports Memorabilia.
I love it.
You could get any of that from a store called CW Sports Memorabilia. What would you say to me if I told you that?
I think you're BSing me, man. That sounds too good to be true.
Well, let me tell you this. I am not BSing you. CW Sports Memorabilia is one of the best sources to get anything from signed baseballs to bats to pucks, hockey sticks, jerseys, you name it. They've got it. And it's definitely something for everybody. If you like football, baseball, basketball, hockey, he's got it all.
He has it all. Absolutely.
It gets even better. What if I told you that ProShot has its own promo code that you could use to get 10% off of any sports memorabilia that you find there?
On your first order, 10% off. Use code word ProShot. Just give Charles Warburton a message. He's a great guy. Some of you may know him as the official photographer for the Muskegon Steelheads. He runs a great sports memorabilia program. Just message him. His website is under construction. He has incredible wares, like Tyler said, jerseys, signed pucks, signed sticks of all the major North American sports, hockey, baseball, football. He has all that stuff, and he's constantly getting new signed pieces and paintings. That's probably one of the cooler things he has. He has these incredible paintings of hockey legends or current hockey players, beautifully done in incredible abstract art. And he gets the legend or the current player to sign it. And it's an absolutely incredible piece to have in one's home. If you don't want, maybe the roughness of a game-worn jersey, you can easily get the beauty of an abstract piece of art of a hockey legend. And he's always and constantly getting new wares in on the daily. He's keeping busy with his sports memorabilia business. He's a great guy. His prices are pretty darn affordable compared to other sports memorabilia stores in the greater Toronto area. He's a great guy, runs a great business. And like Tyler said, message him on any of his social media platforms at CW Sports Memorabilia and say, hey, I heard you from ProShot, or just message him with the code word ProShot, and you'll get 10% off your very first order. He's a great guy, great business, and we're happy to be working with him on this.
So as Alex and I both said, let Charles know that ProShot sent you, and you can save 10% off of your first order from CW Sports Memorabilia. I guarantee, check them out. There's a lot of really cool stuff that you will definitely not regret. Absolutely. Now, before we move into our look ahead segment, Alex, I wanted to announce that we are officially extending the giveaway for our 2 Owen Beck signed pucks, which I have here. If you want to be entered to win one of these 2 pucks that is signed by Owen Beck of the Mississauga Steelheads,
beautifully signed, all that
for the 2022 NHL entry draft, by the way,
you should definitely second round, people. He's going high. He's going really high. He's a great player.
Go and check out our social media. We will link it down in the description. It's an Instagram only giveaway. So unfortunately, this one won't be on Facebook or Twitter, but in the future, we're definitely going to make that. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. We're going to be extending it until next Tuesday. So not this upcoming Tuesday, but we're going to be extending it until next Tuesday. So you will be able
November 30th. It's November 30th. It's the last day to enter in the giveaway. Go to our Instagram at ProShot Podcast or ProShot_podcast, 1 to 2. Just type in ProShot Podcast. You'll find us there. And then you'll see a post with Owen Beck holding the puck. Thanks so much to Owen again for doing that. He's a great guy. And it was incredible of him to do that for us. And just follow the rules on the post, enter. And I will be doing a live stream on ProShot's Instagram announcing the winners, I should say, 2 pucks, right?
Yes.
And yeah, you know what? We're really excited to be doing this and to hopefully give one of you lucky viewers out there or listeners out there a really, really cool piece of memorabilia of a player who has a pretty darn good future in hockey. So it's going to be absolutely worth it.
And also, you know what? If you don't want to go and follow us on social media, well, you kind of have to if you want to enter the giveaway.
Yeah, you can.
But if you want to get to the giveaway post easier, I will link it down in the description below so you can go and check it out. Just hit the link and then you'll be right on and you'll be able to look from there and enter at your leisure. Now, the last thing that I want to cover before we get into the look ahead is our new segment called First Cast. We let you know a little bit in the update that we are going to be having a sort of a captain's corner type discussion where we're going to try for almost every single week to get a new Steelheads player on to talk about the week ahead, their past week, the way they played. It's going to be super, super fun. So we're looking forward to that one as well.
Absolutely.
Now, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? We have, once again, starting to become a thing, okay? A 3-game week with a back-to-back on Thursday and Friday against Sudbury.
At least it's not 3 in a row.
In Sudbury.
Yep. We're going to the big
yep. And then a 3rd game on Sunday. We're at home to face the Kingston Frontenacs, which I think a lot of us have been looking forward to this game because
that's been circled on our calendars. Yep.
You got the unstoppable force. You got the unstoppable force meets the immovable objects, the Steelheads and the Kingston Frontenacs. And yes,
the immovable object is Shane Wright. He's going first overall, folks. He's going to the NHL, man. First overall, man.
That game, honestly, I think I'm looking forward to the most. But first,
it's gonna be packed. People want to see.
We're gonna give you a little bit of a preview of. I cannot believe I'm saying this. This is almost like deja vu. Thursday and Friday in Sudbury. You don't see that a lot.
You don't see that a lot, but you know what? This is a pretty darn weird schedule that's modified due to COVID, so it is what it is. But I will say though,
we're gonna get demonetized. No, I'm joking.
If we get demonetized for saying COVID, oh my goodness, man, that's gonna be stupid. But yeah, we're going to the Big Nickel. We're going to Sudbury.
In all honesty, though, I mean, this is going to be pretty interesting to say the very least. That
it should be.
You're looking at 2 teams that have already faced each other. This game, the first game, Sudbury
was a massacre.
Yeah,
it was a massacre.
I didn't want to say it, but you know what? It was a massacre. So
guess what? I don't care. I'm blunt. It was a massacre, and now Mississauga is going in to the Sudbury Community Center, where Sudbury has been pretty darn unstoppable when at home. So
and as I said to you, like moments before we started to record, though Mississauga won this game, Sudbury is going to want to get one back. And
absolutely.
They have a history of doing that. Am I expecting them to win all? Yeah. Am I expecting them to win all 3 games this weekend? Probably not.
No, not at all. No.
I will say this, however, those are going to be some pretty entertaining games in Sudbury. We're going to be tuned into both of them, because it's Sudbury's a far trip. We're going to probably have to plan it later.
I'm not going if we're going.
I'm not going. But we're definitely going to be tuned into those games on CHL Live, and then on Sunday we are going to be going to the game against Kingston. So a little bit of a preview, look ahead to the Sudbury games. I would probably expect Joe Ranger to start at least one of those games. I wouldn't imagine the Badger starts.
He better. I'm sorry, but what's the point of having two great goalies if you don't consistently play them? At least
exactly, yeah.
Kind of a 1A, 1B kind of a tandem.
So I would expect I would expect Mitchell Weeks to start.
Oh, absolutely.
Because no disrespect to Jonathan Lemaire, but
Mitchell Weeks is playing both games. They're not going to do this again. They're not going to do this again.
I think they're going to start Mitchell Weeks.
Yeah,
because
Mitchell Weeks is
I know you wanted to give him a little bit of a rest, and that's perfectly fine. But
absolutely, give him a pat on the back, an ice pack, and a Gatorade, and just relax. Open the doors, relax.
So I would expect Rangers to start the first game. Bazarin starts the second game, and then Kingston. I'm not sure who's going to start. Sometimes they start Rangers.
Flip a coin. I have absolutely no idea. They have some really good sharpshooters, so maybe Bazarin. I don't know. As long as Joey plays one game in Sudbury, if anything, give him a back-to-back. He hasn't played much. Why the heck not? Give him a back-to-back, maybe.
Regardless, I think it's going to be really good. I mean, you're looking at 3 reasonably tough games.
Yep. In a short amount of time.
You never want to underestimate these teams because we saw what happened the last time. And
that's true. I'm underestimating Sudbury though because they lost 7-2.
It didn't go so well.
It didn't go so well. It's not like they lost any, or it's not like they didn't have any of their key players. They had Musty, they had Thompson, they had
regardless. I think
they had all that.
The keys to shutting down Sudbury is just play your game.
Play your game.
Don't let their superstars, Quentin Musty. We saw that
down. I will say they shut down Musty in this game recently.
They did a pretty good job.
He got 1 assist on a really great play. Besides that, though, they didn't give him a lot of time.
I think the keys to shutting down Sudbury is just make sure that their 3 stars in Jack Thompson, David Goyette, and Quentin Musty don't get on the board at all. Play your game defensively and make sure, above all else, please, for the love of God, if you play hockey out there, do not leave your goalie out to dry.
Yeah,
like Sudbury did today. I'm sorry. I had to say it. They left him out to dry.
Yeah. But listen, all good teams have bad games. Sudbury's been a pretty decent team all year. So
exactly.
Every good team has a bad game, but knowing them, they're going to come back with a vengeance. So want to get some blood on their teeth, like their goalie, like their logo does.
Like their goalie. I was going to say
their goalie. I'm having an off day. Listen, the Wolves are going to want to eat some rainbow trout for dinner.
Listen, at the end of the day,
we'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens.
All debts are forgiven. It's late in the day. We just got back from the game, so it's just fresh in our minds.
It's currently 9:42 as we're doing this. So
9:42.
Yeah, we're tired.
But, and then of course Kingston just, as we said before, shut down Chromiak, shut down Wright. I'm saying this way too much this season, but
they ain't shutting down Lucas Edmonds though. That guy, you can't do a single thing to shut him down. You can't do it. Just shut down Shane Wright. You're good to go. Edmonds will get 25 goals. It won't matter. The guy.
And it seems that they know how to crack. Good grief.
We are terrible today. Let's come on. Yeah.
So, like I said, just forgive us, man. I apologize, but no, they know how to crack Levi Miralainen. They've done it multiple times this season.
They've done it multiple times.
They need to get in his head early. That's the key.
Get it early. Force a goalie change maybe, because listen, he's been pretty shaky against Mississauga. He's letting a lot of goals, or a decent amount of goals at least. So if they can get to him early, crack his foundation, have him pull him, it's it. And
then that's game.
Contain your lead. If they have a lead, contain it. Do not blow it
exactly.
like they did on national television. Do not blow it.
Even still, it's going to be a good couple of games coming up. Like I said, they're reasonably tough. I think that maybe they get 2 out of 3 wins.
I say 2 out of 3. Yep.
Even still, I think that, they've got all the momentum on their side. They're second place in the Eastern Conference. This is going to be
a crappy Eastern Conference though this year. I'm just going to say a lot of teams are weird. Good teams are bad or mediocre. The whole league is just off. You can just blame a little virus going around. Maybe it's so weird.
But even still, I mean, I think that, they're second in the Eastern Conference. That's going to give them a lot of motivation.
Absolutely. They're playing good hockey. They're playing incredible hockey right now.
They're going to get ready to go. So I think that it's going to, like I said, it's going to be a good cluster of games. Definitely going to be super fun to watch. So if you are able to, definitely tune into the CHL Live on Thursday and Friday. And if you're in Mississauga, you're in the area, get tickets to the game on Sunday. It's going to be very fun.
Dirt ass cheap. They're so cheap.
It's going to be
really cheap.
Shane Wright and the Kingston Frontenacs are coming.
Go see a future first overall talent. Absolutely.
Exactly.
He's going first overall. I'll bet my hand on it. He's going first overall, people.
It's going to be amazing. So without further ado, I think that we're just going to leave it off for this episode. We'll come back next week Hopefully we're going to be in the same position as we are this time. We get 6 out of 6 points, but I'm not going to jinx anything quite yet. We're going to leave it off to the imagination. I just did. We're going to leave it off to the imagination, but thank you once again for listening. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, and follow our social medias below. I'm Tyler Rains, along with my co-host Alex Fortadall, and this has been another episode of Inside the Tank. Stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay positive and be kind to one another.